Hey, it's Sue again, and I got a couple other speakers that want to call in today and chat with us a little bit about ICE boarding buses, ICE agents who like to detain people for deportation, even when they are nowhere near an international border. And so they want to let you know about your rights. And They want to remind you that if you're not anywhere near an international border, that you don't have to show them anything. You don't have to pull out your identification. You don't have to talk to them. Just nothing. Just don't talk to them. Tell them that you are within your rights to not talk to them, that you don't have to talk to them. Because if they come to you and ask you for papers, they are simply racial profiling. Now give me a moment here to figure this out. Skype number I need to give to a couple of my speakers here. 1 second. There. And then I have to see if they can manage to, yes, I think Matt has called in. Let me see if I can answer. Oops. There. Matt, can you hear us? Matt, can you hear us? Let me see if I can answer. This should be Matt Owen. Matt Owen, can you hear us? Matt Owen, can you hear us? All right, let's try Bob. Bob, can you hear us? All right. Well, I'm having a little bit of an issue with my Skype. Bob, can you hear us now? Bob? Oh, good, you're on. Excellent. Bob, what have you recently heard about the ICE issue and ICE agents detaining people improperly?
Well, I heard about it on the news like everyone else, I think. I don't know if I had any, heard about it any sooner than anyone else, but it's definitely, it's really concerning. Because, I mean, these are kids, and these are kind of tactics that Nazi Germany did. And it was never done before. I mean, what really is upsetting is that so many people, really his support, are really continuing to support him even after he's, literally pulling children out of the arms of their mothers. It's really, I don't know. It almost makes me want to find out where the nearest ICE detention center is and try to get a group of people together and raid it. I mean, that's how strongly I feel about it, because this is terrible.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Hello.
Bob, Matt is also on with us now. I finally managed to Skype him in. Matt, what can you tell us about people's rights as they're seeing their bus boarded and getting ready to possibly be asked for papers or detained, and they're absolutely nowhere near a border? Excuse me for interrupting your thought, Bob, but this is also important. This is happening too. Matt, I know you've just seen this in the news as well.
Well, the bad news is that most of California, including all of its populated areas, are in what's known as the special border zone. Not just within 100 miles of the Mexican border, but within 100 miles of an international coastline. And that's almost all of it.
It's 90% of our population, probably.
Yeah, 80% of our population is in that special zone. And so, yeah, they can stop and ask to see our papers. And if you refuse, you can be detained. Anybody can be detained, unfortunately. So they can detain anybody. And
but only within so many miles of an international border, yes?
well, they're loosening that too. See, that's the thing. Things are going so fast; it's hard to say with confidence what the yeah, what the measures taken are legal or not, because they keep changing the law. The Attorney General is now looking at a coordinated campaign to strip naturalized U.S. citizens of their citizenship. Okay, they're looking for something that is usually associated with Nazi war criminals, and most of them turned to dust. Yeah, so they're looking at that without any evidence whatsoever that it's a problem. There's probably, a 1,500 person task force being formed. That's probably more than the people who actually did that. Okay. So, and those 1,500 special task force will be tapping other resources in ICE and so on to go round people up. And so it's happening fast. They're building concentration camps. They're putting people in them. Raiding the concentration camps themselves would be a tricky process, because then the people in them, what are they going to do? Where are they going to go, particularly the kids? Okay, but raiding the ICE facilities where they park their vehicles, they go out and do their raids. We're looking for the addresses. Seriously, we are looking for the addresses of where they park their vans. We're looking for them.
Well, that would be great. Then what do we do once we find their vans?
I'm not gonna say. But what I will say.
I have an idea. Let's throw rotten fish in the vans where they can't find them easily.
You're a sweeter person than I am. But something that's going on today is there are demonstrations in parks all up and down, and 3 that I know of in SoCal, at least that I know of, in defense of the rights of those who would otherwise end up in these concentration camps, or who are in the concentration camps. I myself, I'm going to the first one we knew about. It's in MacArthur Park, LA, and it's going to be cranking up about 5, so I'm going to head out early to avoid the hideous traffic. But there's also one in Riverside and in Orange County, I'm guessing Santa Ana, but they're all going off at the same time. They're basically the same demonstration spread out to 3 counties. The same demo spread out to 3 counties, which means there's probably going to be others going on in San Diego and the Bay Area that I don't know about. The department, of course. Right. But there's 3 that I do know about going on in SoCal, so folks up north might want to check, see if you got one near you. It's the same demo, folks. It is the same demo distributed throughout California.
Right. So can you send me a link, please, to that demo so that I can put it next to the post of this radio show?
Sure. How do you want it sent?
Just send it to me in a text box on Facebook.
Okay.
I'll lift it from there.
Okay, deep in the heart of Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you said that.
And there's one journalist, in fact. I'm going back to the other topic now about kids in cages here in the USA. Believe it or not, I never thought I'd see it here in the USA. It's so sad for me that I can no longer be proud of my home country. I never thought my home country would stoop so low as to rip babies out of their mother's arms as they were breastfeeding and put them in cages and take them away from their parents, where their parents don't even know if they're ever going to see their kids again. And there's some kids who are sort of old enough to understand what's going on, who are watching their parents in big courtrooms that are just packed to the walls with other parents with their children who have immigrated over the border. And the kids are seeing their parents being sentenced to jail time for having come across the border to find better work or to find safety from religious or political persecution. Bob, do you have something to add?
Well, talking about not being proud of the country you're from, I feel the same way. You know, I was born and raised in New York. I lived in California more than half my life, though, going on 26 years now. I'm certainly proud of California. New York was a great place, too, to grow up. But as the country of the U.S. as a whole, no, I'm not. I don't really consider it my country, actually. I consider California my country. I'm proud of my heritage as well. My father's from Ireland, so I'm actually an Irish citizen as well. So I'm proud of my heritage. That country, but then I'm also a citizen I'm proud of. California, I'm proud of. And even where I grew up, weather sucks, but in general, it was a good place. But the country as a whole, yes, absolutely, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's I'm not proud of it at all.
Right. All right. Now, while we're not speaking to you or hearing from you, Bob, can you mute yourself because there's some wind in the background, or sounds like wind.
That's my fan. Let me turn my fan off. I'm sorry.
Super. Thank you.
So I'm basically agreeing with you, Sue, that I'm not proud of the United States at all. I'm a citizen, obviously, because I was born here, but I'm not proud of this country, and I don't even consider it my country. I really consider California my country. Because my father's born in Ireland, I'm also a citizen of Ireland, and definitely proud of my heritage. I see a lot of similarities between California's strive for independence from the American Empire and Ireland's strive for independence from the British Empire. I see a lot of similarities. I see it's not exactly the same. I know there are a lot of differences, but we're striving to really break free of an empire that conquered us 170 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Something that we are striving. So there's just some similarities there, and I take a lot of inspiration from knowing the Irish struggle, the California struggle. Hopefully, it won't take as long. It took Ireland 800 years, so hopefully it won't take as long.
Yeah, to me precisely. For a Californian to be proud of the U.S. is like for an Irish person to be proud of the U.K., which unfortunately, as you know, there are a few of those too, banging away on their drums and with their orange sasses and bowler hats. Okay, so they do exist. And Californians, unfortunately, who are proud of the U.S., we've had similar confrontations and run-ins with them too. So, yes, I'm damn proud of my country, California. And cognizant of the fact that we were torn, the historical irony of all this is that we were torn from our mother country, the Mexican Republic.
Yes.
Okay, and then stitched, to this the U.S., which was part of the process of it becoming an empire, was doing that to us. Right? And now we're in a position where, as long as we're in the U.S., as long as we're subject to them, we'll be implicated in everything they do.
I know, exactly.
It's like an Irishman in India fighting the sepoys. Okay, what's wrong with that picture?
I'll give you a similarity. During World War II, Germany bombed Northern Ireland, but not the Republic.
Yes, that's right. They bombed Northern Ireland, not the Republic. But
they bombed the Northern Ireland.
There were fire engines racing along from as far away as Dublin to put out the fires.
Exactly.
Okay. Even if there were certain Irishmen that were not standing with them, they were standing with the Irish in Belfast and Derry and whatnot.
Sure, they went to help. They did. Yeah, they went to help.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at the situation in North Korea. He's threatening to nuke San Francisco and L.A. Why? What? Because of something California did to North Korea? No, because of the U.S. imperialism and this very aggressive foreign policies.
Yeah.
California's under a nuclear target.
Absolutely. And this this horrible thing we're doing, taking children away from their parents and putting them in cages where they sleep 5 in a room where there's supposed to be only